Saunders started in 1972. I learned a lot of lessons from my mother, who raised the four of us. And they were lessons of honesty, integrity, value, treating people as you would like to be treated, and building good relationships.
There's probably three things that really stand out in Dick's vision when he started the company. One was this notion of honesty. A second was an opportunity for sort of a shared ownership of results. And then undoubtedly the third would be his approach to the customer. We now call it the customer experience, but the customer relationship.
I wanted Saunders to be different. I wanted Saunders to be exceptional in terms of honesty, integrity. The business 50 years ago wasn't always that way in the industry. Another part of my vision was relationships. Relationships with people. Obviously people, owners, subcontractors, suppliers. All of those relationships I had envisioned would be very positive.
You know, we think about the growth of the organization and our evolution as a construction provider. That K12 market was a real defining moment for the organization. But driving that was really the notion of how do we build for the community in a way that's different than we have in the past. And that K12 market was one that really drew us very close to the community with kids in schools and really the community-based need of education. We talk about our entry into new markets in the early days and really sort of started with retail, and healthcare fell closely behind. And we think about the K12 market and how we grew into that. And that sort of was a tug and push and pull between a need for pre-construction services and the development of pre-construction services. And it's interesting to note, almost all of those grew out of some measure of a pre-construction services initiative.
Saunders Pre-Construction allowed us to better serve our clients by virtue of really coming alongside of them, being a partner, being a teammate, and understanding what it was that they truly needed out of a project.
Dick Saunders, his first priority really were the people with whom he worked. He sincerely cared for them, had genuine interest in them, always tried to remember their names or something about their family. And I think if we can all honor that tradition and carry that forward, it just makes Saunders a better place to work.
I cannot emphasize enough the importance of our field and their performance over the years. I have always said the field is where the rubber meets the road. And if anything, it's an understatement. So that's been critical in the success of Saunders Construction.
And the reality of it is, to this day, we've always treasured having and working with the highest level of professionals, people that maintain the highest level of integrity, people that care about ethics and how they treat customers, how they treat our trade partners. All that folds into just creating an ambience of, or an atmosphere, if you will, of just humility. And I think everybody senses that. And it's not just in pre-construction. I think it's throughout the Saunders organization. I believe it's something that Dick started, decades and decades ago, is that when you come to Saunders, you come to work, you check your ego at the door.
The 2 R's and the 4 C's. Relationships, reputation, both of those things for our organization are based on care, collaboration, commitment, and community. And it's interesting to sort of trace back the origin of those things. Certainly when we started the organization, those weren't written down. However, today I think everybody here could probably recite them. So our core values, as we define them, related to the 2 R's and the 4 C's, have had and continue to have a really important impact on so many of our initiatives, not just how we conduct themselves every day, but have been the ground where things like our CSR, Corporate Social Responsibility Initiative, emerged, and things like BCIK, our Building Confidence in Kids initiative, and the way we engage in the environment and the way we engage in the community really all trace back to the 2 R's and the 4 C's and our values.
So what really makes me proud to be a part of Saunders and BCIK is to engage in those volunteer events and to see the kids smile and to see them engage with our employees and know that we're having that impact and helping in many different respects, whether it's through education or fundraising or whatever the activity may be. It's really great to see the smiles on those kids' faces and walk away and know that you've had a positive impact on somebody today.
Corporate Social Responsibility, or CSR, aligns with one of our corporate values of the community. Construction has a huge impact on the environment, community, and natural resources. And one of the things we want to look at is not only profit, but our impact on the community and environment. In 9 years, Saunders has been able to divert nearly 200,000 tons of waste from the landfill. Saunders is the #1 overall green builder in Colorado, and we've done 63 LEED projects, 8 LEED Platinum, and 1 WELL Gold project. Saunders has an average 11% small business participation on our projects.
Commitment to sustainability is important because we only have one world to live in and one world to build in. And we're all leaving a legacy behind of some kind. The responsibility of the construction industry to reduce our carbon footprint is therefore very important. And that's a responsibility that Saunders takes very seriously.
And then I think about the 2010s, really 2010 to 2020 is a diversification of our offerings and capabilities and services. And it's when we grew into Northern Colorado and became an owner in an insurance captive and figured out alternative delivery methods, whether it's P3 or design build, and when we started the development company. So it's been a combination over the years of diversifying our capabilities as well as diversifying the markets that we serve.
Well, I believe the acquisition of Saunders Heath positioned us well in the Northern Colorado market, first and foremost, by giving us access to a committed and loyal base of employees. And along with those employees came some amazing client relationships, strong subcontractor relationships, and relationships with the design community. So we're able to leverage that into one of our very important initiatives, which is always to be participate in the communities that we build in. So we do want to be seen as a community builder, and we do think that has jump-started us and helped us to get there.
What we've built in this community certainly is lasting, but what we've built in our people and in families and in careers is more important, quite frankly, than some of the buildings. You know, as I look back over the last 50 years of this organization, if there was one thing I could say to our clients and to our employees and to the folks that we have worked with and for in the past, it would simply be thank you.
My hopes for Saunders Construction and its people in this very, very changing world is more of the same.